Hey developers, welcome back to another video of Developer's Guide. In this video, we're going to create a simple calculator app. But in this part, we'll be only designing the UI, that is the design part. Okay. So let's get ahead. So as you can see, our calculator app will look like this. This would be the UI, this would be the design of the app. And currently the buttons won't work because we haven't added any function to it. So we'll be only creating the design. So let's get started. Okay, first let us create a new project. Okay, file, new Flutter project, and let us name a new project. Okay, so this is our basic Flutter code that we get. Okay, now, and this is our project area. We can go ahead and delete this test folder. It's no longer needed. Okay, and we can remove this demo code. We don't need it, so let's remove it. And we also don't need this, so let's just remove it. Or let me keep the theme. We'll work with the theme later on. And let's remove this my home page and this. And for now, let us leave it empty, or let us write a class name and we'll create it later. We are gonna create it right now. Okay, but right now it will show a red line because the class calculator is not currently created. So let us create it. Okay, so this is the file name, so we have to name it in small, but when we create the class, we'll name it in capitals. So let us call class calculator. Well, let me show you an easy way to do this. Just write stful. Okay, and you can see a stateful widget is created, and let's just name it. This is a very easy way for getting all your code. And now we need to import the material. And now what we're going to do is we are going to the state. Okay, calculator state, and instead of returning a container, let me return a scaffold. Now you guys will ask, what is a scaffold? Well, scaffold is a widget, and as I have already told you in my previous videos, everything related to design or the UI in Flutter is a widget. Okay, Flutter is made up of widget tree, and scaffold is mostly at the parent level widget. Okay, and what it does, it has basic two parameters. One is app bar. App bar is what you see on the top. Okay, and the other parameter is a body parameter. So currently we are not going to give it a app bar. Okay, we are going to give it a background color. So there are two ways of giving a background color. If you have, if the color you want is already a the color you want is already a defined color like blue and black, so you can just get it from here. But currently I'm using I'm using some specified color that I've created. So for that I have already the code here. Okay, from ARGB. I'll provide the code in description. It will be a GitHub link. You can just get this code from there. Okay, so background is done. Now let us create body. Okay, body, and body will be a column. Now column is also a type of widget. Okay, column is a widget which holds, means you can say it holds many widgets together in a column architecture. What are columns? One below one, like a stack. Okay, so in column we are creating two type of things. One, what our app is, let me show you here. Our app is mainly consisting of two parts. One is this display area that you can see right here. Okay, where the 0 is displayed. This is the display area, and this is our button area, like all the buttons. Okay, that the user is gonna interact with. So this is user interactable area, button area, and this is the display area. So we need to create it like that only. Okay, so let's get ahead, and we are going to give it main axis alignment. It tells basically how the children are going to get aligned. Okay, how all the children of the column are going to be aligned. So we are saying that with the main axis they are going to be aligned at center, okay, with respect to the main axis. We are giving it a list of children, okay. This list is of type widget. Okay, now let us give, now we need here two classes. One is display. Currently these classes are not created, so it will give an error, okay. And second is keypad, okay. These classes are not created right now, but we will create them right now. But before, let us discuss something, okay. We need to tell how much size our display is going to take and how much size our keypad is going to take, okay. So we can see here we can decide a size of a button. It's screen width divided by 4, okay. As you can see, if this is the total width of our device, so one button is screen width divided by 4, because you can see we have 4 buttons, okay. So what we're gonna do is we are going to declare a variable, okay, which is double button size. We're going to create a variable of size which is equal to media query. Context. What is context? Context is basically when we tell that from where we are coming, basically which class is calling this function, and that divided by 4 would be size of a single button. Display height. Basically we are deciding what would be the height of our display. Now you guys might be thinking, what am I doing here? This is a very simple code. Let me explain it to you guys. Okay, now as you can see, this is the total height of our screen, this, and one button size we are getting this, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We have 5 layers stacked upon top of each other. So what we are taking, button size into 5, because it is 5 layers, and the space which is left is going to be our display's height. So let's get ahead with it. We are also going to create a variable known as output, okay. Now what that output variable will do, that output variable will respond to our button clicks. Basically whatever button we click, we'll store that in our output variable. So let's move ahead, and or before that, let me import here. Okay, we're importing calculator.dart. So as you can see, it's imported, and now this error is gone, and now same error is here because we need to also import here. But before importing, we need to create those files. So first is display. As I've already told you, display would be a stateless widget, okay. So let's call it. Now for stateful I told you stful, but for stateless stl, and you can see stateless, and when we click it, it's there. Now let us name it. It will be display extends stateless widget, okay. And let's now import material. And now we need to do few things. First is we're gonna create a constructor, okay. So let's create a constructor. So as I have already told you, value would be our output, and height would be the height of the display, and then we will be calling super, which would be passing our key. Need to create the variables value and height. Now let's create a getter function, okay, and let's create an arrow function. Let us now create a linear gradient, okay. So what is a gradient? Gradient is like a set of colors. Basically in a single block, if you see more than 1 or 2 colors, that's a gradient, okay. So let's call our gradient, and let us give it its value, okay. Now let us pass the colors. We need to pass the colors as a list, Okay, so first color that we're going to pass is black 26. It's a shade of black. And the second color that we're going to pass is black 45. For this display we are going to use container as a parent widget, and we're going to give it a padding. What is padding? Padding is like the space inside of a container, or the space inside of the parent, and when we give a padding it will leave that much space and then display it inner child's. Okay, so the space that it has to leave for its child before displaying its child. So let's give it padding, and for giving padding there's a class called agent sets, and it has many functions such as only, all, from LRTB or symmetric. Okay, 0 like no padding. Only means if you want to only give left, right, top, and all we give when we have to give all we have to give padding from all sides, and it should be equal. And LTRB is left, top, right, bottom. Okay, so for right now we will give only, and then we'll type we have to give from top and bottom. So from top we'll give margin, and from bottom also we'll give margin. Let us give it some constraints. If you have worked with Android, you guys will easily understand constraints. This is the constraint till which it will extend. Okay, the height that we are passing it. Then we'll pass the child parameter is most important. Basically what would be the child of that container, this tells us. So the child of this container would be another container. So as you can see, that's some inception level shit. Adding sets from LRTB, as I've already told you, left, right, top, bottom, but we are giving all 32, so let's from LRTB to do it all. Okay, when I was doing in my test code I gave it LRTB because I was trying to give from different sides different padding sizes, but ultimately I decided that it would all be same, and I was a bit hesitant. I was a bit lazy to change it. We'll just minus margins, because this is the outer container and it will show on the whole screen, but this is inner container which will show our text. Okay, which will show our 0, 1, 2, whatever we click, the text. So we need it to be minus margin. Okay, so let us do minus margin. And now what we're going to do is do a bit of decoration, because we need it to look good. So there is a class called box decoration. Whenever we need to give any image or gradient, we use this box decoration. Okay, now we'll pass a gradient value which we created above. Okay, and then we're going to add a child to this, and that child would be a text widget. Now what is text widget? Text widget are used to show text. It's as simple as that. Now we'll pass output, but if that output is null, because currently we'll do it null by default. So but if we write null like this, then it is without the double inverted commas, but currently we'll give it inside double inverted commas because we'll be passing it like that. So we'll give a ternary operator, then if output is null, then we'll print 0, else we're gonna print output. So let's do it. Okay, and now we need to do some things. First thing is style. Okay, so for style there's a function called text style. Okay, text style, not textile, text style, and we'll give it a font weight. Okay, let me give comma is very important. Whenever we are giving widgets, comma is very important. Let me give it font weight of W200. Okay, so that's done. So this is all done. Let me call this in display. Okay, it's called, and now we'll pass the variables. Value is equal to output. These are the named parameters, so we need to pass that what we are passing. Okay, so the profit of using named parameter is that we can change sorry, hide it. We can change the order in which we give our variables. This is a good benefit of using it. Display height. Okay, now one of the problem is solved. Now we need to solve the second problem, which is the keypad. Okay, so let's move ahead to the keypad widget. Let me create a new dart file. Now what this keypad is going to do is, let me show you on my previous file. Okay, we're going to do keypad. We're just calling row elements and then we're calling a calculator key. Okay, calculator key is here in my key design. Key design. Okay, so this key design class, this each button is designed. Okay, so we need our key design class. So let us just create a new class, new file, not class. This class, I'm going to just copy it and then explain it to you guys, because it's too much code and I'd be practically wasting your and my time if I'm going to type each and everything. So let me just copy it from here, my previous code, and paste it. Okay, now let me explain you. For right now we'll just remove it key symbol because we have not created it. But yeah, we are going to create key symbol also, because that key symbol class is also very important. As you can see, there are going to be three type of keys. Okay, they are namely function keys, operator keys, and integer keys. Okay, so here you can see three type of keys: function keys, these are the operator keys, and these are our integer keys. Okay, now key symbol, this dot value. Okay, simple it is. Whatever value we are going, basically this is our output. Okay, then we are calling key symbol. Key symbol we are creating. Key symbol is right here. Okay, and then functions. What are functions? Keys dot clear. Now where are keys dot clear? In the key design. As you can see, let us import it again. Okay, now you can see keys dot clear, keys dot sign, percentage, then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 till 9. All the keys are here. Okay, so we are creating an array known as functions, and in that array we are adding keys dot clear, keys dot sign, keys dot percent, and keys dot decimal. So these are the function keys. Now for operators, keys dot divide, multiply, subtract, add, and equal. Now we don't need to create an integer list. Why? Because whatever thing is not a function or an operator, it's automatically an integer, so we don't need to create whole list again for that. Okay, so here you can see bool get is operator. So this function returns whether the key we are passing is an operator or a function or an integer. Okay, so operators dot contains this. Okay, if whatever we are passing, this operator list contains it, then it is an operator, otherwise it's not an operator. Okay, if function dot contains whatever the key we are passing, then it is a function, otherwise it's not a function. And if it is not an operator and not a function, then it is an integer. So now we are returning key type. Okay, is function. If it's function, then we are using ternary operator, that it is a function. We are returning that key type is function. Then if it's not, then again we are using ternary operator, and then key type dot operator we are returning if it's an operator, otherwise key type dot integer. So this is a ternary operator. Let me tell you how this works if you don't know already. So this function, okay, here we write a boolean expression. What is a boolean expression? That returns in either true or false. So if this boolean expression is true, okay, then this here after question mark, this is executed. Okay, and if this boolean expression results to false, then after colon whatever is written, it gets executed. Okay, so this is how it works. So let us move again to key design, and you can see every key symbol is here. Now let us move to calculator key. This is basically the design. Now what it's doing is calling this dot symbol. Okay, and what is the symbol? Symbol we have already declared. Okay, it's a key symbol, you can see here. Now we are going to get color. Okay, now we are changing color according to the key type. So if key type is a function, we are giving it a grayish kind of color. Okay, as you can see, this color, dark gray. And if it's operator, we're giving it an orange color. And if it's an integer, we are giving it a kind of light gray color. Okay, now let's go ahead and build. Okay, widget build. This is what is going to build a key. So if symbol is equal to keys.0, basically for 0 we are increasing our width by 2. So 0 is taking place of 2 keys. Okay, so if 0, then size into 2, otherwise normal size. And then we are giving a padding from all sides of 2. Okay, height is size, that we have already decided that size is size.width divided by 4. Okay, elevation. What is elevation? Elevation is, you can see, you can find that these buttons look like they are above the screen layer, so that is elevation. And then symbol dot value, whatever the value of that, whatever the value is, we'll pass it here, and style. Okay, so everything is decided in this key design function, key design file. Now we need to write the code for a keypad class. Okay, so let us get ahead and write the code for keypad. So this is going to be a stateless widget. So now the root widget is going to be a column. Why column? Because as you can see, everything is here stacked up one upon other. So this is a column. Okay, and inside column it is going to be rows, because you can see inside each column there are 4 rows. So there are 5 columns and 4 rows. So it is going to be a group of column and rows. So I am going to create only one such column and row, and then I am going to copy and paste. Okay, column. And for column, as I've already told you, it's very simple. First we are going to do column, then children, and then we don't need, but we can do, like we don't need to explicitly define that it is going to be a widget, but it's a good practice to define so. And then inside this we are going to define 5 rows. Okay, now first row, and row is also just the same way. We need to define your children, need to decide what is the children, and that is widget. And then again inside this we are creating calculator key. As you can see, calculator key is the class name in our key design file. Okay, calculator key. Okay, now here we are putting symbol. Okay, now symbol is going to be keys. You can see all the keys are here. Keys are also defined in key design. You can see here at the top, keys. Okay, all the keys are defined here. Now keys dot clear. We're going to remove this because we don't need it. Okay, so this is our keypad file. Now let us just import it. Okay, keypad.dart. Now let's try and run this. Okay, so this time we're going to run it on a emulator. So let us build it. Okay, there is some issue with the code. I'm really sorry guys, I forgot to put the semicolon here. First close this program, otherwise there would be a confusion. Okay, so the build is completed, and now you can see, oh yeah, there's a problem with this 0. What we're going to do is, we didn't define the theme right. Okay, and we also didn't give the text align properly. Okay, we need to give it a text align. So text align right. Now what it's going to do is, it's going to push the zeros towards the right. Okay, now let me give it a theme. Let me define it outward. Let me define text style here. Copy with is used if we want to change something that is predefined. If you want to change something in that, so we call copy with. Okay, for example, we need to change color. We don't want the color that is all predefined. Okay, and we need to change the weight, font weight. Now instead of all this code, we just can pass here text style. Okay, and this is a function known as hot restart. Okay, there's two things, hot restart and hot reload. What this does is that, as you can see, running the code from start takes some time. Okay, So what it does is it restart your code instantly without doing anything. Okay, so let me do a hot reload or just do hot restart. Okay, theme is giving me some errors. Try and run it again. To be working fine, and let's change it to style, and then again hot restarted, and now you can see 0 is looking good. And there is a function known as hot reload. If there are some big changes, then we do hot reload. Okay, and you can see it instantly started. Now this was the code that we required. In next video, what we're going to do is we're going to add some functions to this button. So thank you guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe and share a channel. And as I can see in the analytics, many of our users are not subscribed to our channel, so I please urge you guys to please subscribe us. It would motivate us to even create much better videos for you. Thank you guys.